the road to the bag is definitely tied to your team and the company that you keep.
And I guess just finally, I guess there's still. I saw you gave a very positive sort of message around, and when Diddy got arrested, we also gave a very neutral message about, look, there is, everyone's throwing stones, everyone's throwing stones without thinking about, well, what's in your closet, and it's the kind of stuff that I never like to see. I mean, I admired him as what he did when he was on point with Uptown and the whole Bad Boy stuff, and it's a disappointment what's happening now. I have no idea. But it is strange. Everyone's coming out and throwing stones, and then they're going to hide back when stuff comes out. So there is that thing about if be careful what you do, because you don't know when you're next. And so I just hope everyone just he's innocent to proven guilty, whatever it is. And but for R&B music and for what it represented and what he contributed, it's a disappointment that's what's going on. But it's a wait and see.
What I have to say for that is, because I know Sean, he wanted to A&R my record, and because I was on MTA, and Uptown was part of MTA, Universal, and he wanted to do my record, and Al Teller told him no. Al Teller was the president of the label. He told him no, can't mess with Jackie's, stuff. They wouldn't let nobody mess with me. Why, I don't know, but now I do. I'll say this: no, we shouldn't be throwing stones, because nobody was speaking up until one person spoke up, and then the door was open, right? So where were y'all, when you should have been speaking up? That's what I will say. The other thing is, it's bigger than Puffy. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than Sean. It's bigger than a lot of people. That's the forefront of R&B and hip hop. Is bigger than them. I will say that. People that are in the industry that had big music deals know the truth, and they know what's behind all of that. And bottom line is, you sow a bad seed, you reap a bad harvest. So we have choice. I put it that way. We have choice to say yes or no. A lot of artists chase money, and with that money comes, the evil. So it's either you're gonna serve the Most High and be satisfied with what you get. Your little coins, go on your little vacations, do you, mind your business, take care of your family, have a little something when you die for your kids. Or you're gonna chase the big money. That's a whole different life, So people that have so much to say, and I say it from a sinful standpoint, we've done a lot in our lives. Who are we to say anything? If your house ain't in order, you don't have your stuff together, then you can't say something about somebody else, that whatever's coming out. So that's all I say,
Okay.
What are your thoughts on Miss Jaguar Wright? Because I've been guilty this week, or the last couple of weeks, of going down YouTube Puffy rabbit hole. And
Steve.
We're getting Jaguar Wright coming out. I mean, she's been saying things for a while, and I've watched a few things that she said. I don't know whether to believe her or not, but she seems to know everything. And I'm like, how does she know all this?
I mean, I don't know, because I don't really, know who she is.
Well, she's a former MCA recording artist. I thought you may have crossed paths with her at some point.
What's her name? What was her name?
Right.
Jaguar Wright.
What is it? Oh, Jaguar?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. Jaguar knows a lot because of the life that she led.
Mm-hmm.
And she says that. She saw a lot of the dark parts because she was in it. a lot of the other stuff, basically, because she knows a lot, people are also, you know, she's paying people to also speak up. And she says it. So the thing with her, I'm trying to figure out who's protecting her, because a lot of stuff that she's saying, you know, allegedly,
It's like you say, serious repercussions for her.
you're right. And I can't say that a lot of it is a lie because I don't know. I wasn't there. You know, I'm not going to say it happened, but because I wasn't there, I do know that there's parties, there's back rooms, you know, there's the party when it's over and the other parties. Yeah, I do know that. And I also know if you're going to sell yourself out, you got to do certain things, you know. So that's your choice. Everybody has choice. So you have a choice to go in that back room. You know what I'm saying? You have a choice to open up. It's like if you know the dark web, the how to get on the dark web, which I have no idea. But if you know how to get on the dark web, you want to go on the dark web, you're going to see a whole bunch of things on the dark web, right? That you don't want to see. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, because you opened up this can of worms because you were being nosy and you wanted to go see what was in there. There's a lot of artists that wanted to be famous. So, you know, you have to sell yourself out to be famous. That's something I wouldn't do. I didn't want to do that. So when people say, why am I not so big and why am I not? Because I didn't want to do that. You know, when Andre Harrell was managing me and he told me, I want to make you the queen of the ghetto, the queen of hip hop soul. I said, oh, hell no. No, that's not me. And if I ever thought what had to come along with that for me, oh, I definitely would have been like, hell no. Because, you know, I don't get high. You know, I drank, but I wasn't like no cocaine person or a weed person. I smoke weed and I got paranoid and just like, take me to the hospital. So that ain't me. You know, that life just wasn't me. You know what I mean? Like I was the one at the parties that would tell my friends, okay, y'all got an hour in here. Make your way around, or we go in the VIP, we do whatever, and we out. You know, I knew when to say no and to get out. I didn't want to be, you know. Yeah, I've been in at stuff that you know, it was shootouts with when I was with Teddy and them, you know, with Guy Blackstreet. We was at a Blackstreet party. Shootout started there. Another shootout. Like it was always a shootout. It was always a damn shootout. And so I mean, like I said, it's a dark part of this. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I mean, as I said, we'll wait. We'll wait and see. And as I said, it's definitely a sad thing, but we'll definitely wait and see what the outcome is.
You're being very diplomatic there, Nnamdi.
But you know, I'll be honest because I worked briefly at Edmunds Entertainment, and while I was working there, I went to a number of parties just in that short time I was working there. I've seen Puff at parties, Mike Tyson, Faith Evans. I've seen all these people, Tracy Ellis Ross. All you just going to parties, but one of the things that I knew was happening was that if somebody approached me to say, "Do you want to make it to the next level?" You almost don't have time to think. And I probably it was that probably the reason why I left and moved away, because it felt like the pressure to give, you know, to get the fame and to move. It wasn't hard work. It's nothing but hard work. It's about give and take.
Yep.
And I knew that was the case. And so, I mean, I saw these people. I've seen, you know, Babyface, everyone going to these parties, and I know that if the opportunity was given, it'd be like, wow. So hence, I know that, man, I'm fortunate I got out before I was put in that situation. So then for me, then knowing that I was very fortunate and blessed to be able to avoid all of that stuff, then I'm like, I can imagine those who did were put on the spot and they had to make a decision, your career or success. I can just imagine, like, man, you know what, let me try this out. And so I can feel sorry for a lot of people. And yeah, and because I don't know all the stuff, so I don't, yeah, that's why I'm very, very much of a, yeah, you know, anyone would most people would do anything for success, and you won't go in thinking about that. But once you're put in the spot, because I said I was there, I was seeing all this stuff, and I knew that I was very vulnerable, just because I knew how much I wanted to be in the industry, and getting in there. And if they're saying, "Yep," I probably would have. I don't know. So yeah, so I'm fortunate I'm not in it, but I'm also very much uh, sympathetic to those who made the wrong decisions, because I think they didn't go in there with that intent, and yeah, so
I mean, I agree with you because you kind of are put on the spot. But again, at the same time, I do sympathize with some of the people that made the wrong decisions, because I made the wrong decisions in my life. But again, you know these things before it comes, and they're gonna come. So you have a choice, and it's just how big you want to, like you said, you move on to the next level, and it's just how much does this matter to you? You know what I mean? To be big. And I always said, for some reason, I used to tell my best friend all the time, I don't want to lose no family members, because I used to see people losing family members and then they would blow up. And I was like, what is that? And I used to say that. I'm not losing my family member to be famous. F that. No, no. And never knew what the hell I was talking about, but I would just say it, you know. So, and then I started to understand it later, really more so in the last couple of years, like since maybe 2019, when my eyes were open more to the darker part of the music industry. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh shoot. I'm glad I wasn't in that. You know, I could have easily been in that, you know. So it's I just feel bad for everybody that's in it. I feel bad for Puff, because even, you know, at the end of the day, all the stuff that he has done, he has a background from his childhood. You know, everybody has that background from their childhood that pushed them towards this. You know what I'm saying? So I feel bad for him on that part, on that level. You know,
yeah.
so
Yeah, I mean, as I said, anyone we've spoken to, from Eddie F to Jimmy to even Rodney Jerk, anyone who talks about him from the musical genius, you know, from the guy
yes,
who just looked at everything and took things to another level. You know, most of them didn't go to the parties and stuff, so they saw the hardworking guy. They saw the guy who, when he left Uptown, the morale in Uptown was like, oh, we've lost our Michael Jordan kind of stuff, and the whole label went down while he blew up, and then hence Andre just moved up to Motown. Like, I forget, what have I just done? So people who saw that part of him
right.
talk about the genius side. Most of them weren't at the parties. Most of them didn't do that. They didn't go to that side because, you know, they didn't get to that level. You know, he was just blowing up and leaving them behind. So a lot of things have come out now. I mean, back in 2002, when I was at, you know, in the industry, I heard about all this stuff. So it's funny because the public had heard about it, but if you were in the industry, you know, all that stuff was known. But yeah, but as I said, it's to me, as I said, it's no different from R. Kelly, no different when they did with Bill Cosby. It's the fact that, you know, these are giants of the black entertainment industry who've done so much to elevate the art and the culture, and unfortunately there's a side of them that seems to pull them back, and so we just wait and see.
I feel like it's a quarter of the industry about to fall off in the next 6 months because of this. Even half the industry, that these big names are all just going to come tumbling down. It's almost like it's a cliff edge at the moment.
I agree, Stevie. I agree.
Very concerning. Very concerning.
Yeah.
And I agree. I agree because, like I said, it's deeper and bigger than people know. And you know, the one thing that Puff is very smart with, he got videos, and I think I really feel bad for our, you know, our R&B and hip hop community because, you know, we got robbed, you know, in the industry. We got robbed. And all you got to do is think about the people that own the companies. Mm-hmm. The people that own these companies are the ones that are robbing, and they don't care. And if you piss them off, then all of a sudden you're crazy, or you set up. Now all your shit come out. Excuse my mouth, but all your stuff comes out. Like they didn't see you doing this before. They wasn't part of it. They weren't, you know, telling you about these parties. This is what I'm saying. So it is gonna be. It's gonna be a big mess for R&B and hip hop music. I really believe it's gonna be a big mess.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, the moment he took on D'Angelo about the Chirac, and that got settled, then things turned around. The moment, you know, I think the same time with Kanye talking about getting out of his record deal and exposing the whole industry stuff, then he became, you know, things just changed for him. I think the same thing with R. Kelly not wanting to sell his publishing. So I'm not saying that they were innocent. It's just saying that everyone kind of enabled and knew what was going on. But you turn on them, it's like, oh, we're going to show you. Right. And then they start coming and they come after you. And you know, either they silence you or they take what you thought you know. They're trying to say, who do you think you are? Like almost like the mafia kind of situation. So as you said, it's everything. I think I listened to Charlemagne saying about Michael Jackson became the most powerful person in the entertainment industry, where Sony paid $500 million just to get to merge with half of his publishing. He became that big, and then, you know, they took him out, and then they were able to get his publishing, but he owned half of Sony Publishing, which was the biggest in the world, and that became too powerful. And when he spoke about it, they came after him. And so there's a lot of things that we as fans from the outside, we don't really see, but the people in the circle know what's going on and stuff. And so hence with this Puffy stuff, there's probably the fact it's come out now, it's not just coincidence. It's not just, you know, everything is like, okay, everything's time and stuff. So we wait and see. So
if you are surrounding yourself with different energies that's not on the same wavelength as you, if they not praying for you, inspiring you, supporting you, or showing you a better way, remove them immediately. Or you could take them to church. Pray for them, take them to church, but you can't help them get there, though. You got to take care of yourself. You know what it's called? It's like we was talking about the other day. It's like being on an airplane, and the thing come down. You got to take care of yourself first. You know what I'm saying?
Put the mask on.
Put the mask on.
I hear that. So all